Hey everyone, this is TC, your guiding chariot. This is going to be your daily reading for April 12th, Friday. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Hope you're ready for this weekend. Mine's going to be kind of crazy, but it should be fun. Alright, I'm going to jump into it. We have a bunch of aspects to kind of get through. First, it's kind of obvious, moon square sun. This is our first quarter moon, so we're halfway into the full moon. Great kind of time, even though it's a square, this is really just a time for assessing, making sure things are alignment. We set some intentions for the new moon. How are they going? Are they processing all right? The thing that will be interesting, the moon is also in an opposition to Pluto during this whole, they make a little T-square, these three planets. This is going to be a little more interesting because Pluto is going to be adding some intensity to the feelings we have. So you may be prone to, some stronger emotions, could have some mood swings. You could be feeling super confident, then out of a sudden you feel super weak and, less than you usually do. So something to be aware of, that, kind of crazy all over the place, kind of emotional atmosphere. But we have a lot of positive aspects along with today. So that's just something I want you to be aware of. It's not something that's going to throw you out into left field. The moon is also making a trine to Neptune. This usually just adds to us feeling inspired, seeing things, in their best light, in the best version, full of idealism and fantasy, that wonderful dreamy Neptunian energy. This would be great. I'm probably posting these videos at the same time. So if you saw yesterday's daily just now, maybe, possibly, we talked about, yesterday and today being really great times for forward thinking, planning. There's going to be a lot of foresight because of the aspect with Jupiter. So again, this Neptune influence, just kind of seeing things in their best light, beautiful. We have another trine. The moon is in a trine to Venus. Brings more harmony, creativity. You may be drawn to the arts. Artistic ability can definitely be heightened with some type of emotional attachment. So you may want to create more focus on harmony. So again, these two aspects are just helping that foresight that we're getting. We have a couple aspects with Saturn, which are going to be interesting. I think the one that's a little more interesting is going to be the Venus is in a sextile to Saturn. This could do a couple things, especially if you're single. This aspect may increase your desire for companionship or true love. The key there is true love. You're going to have an increased desire for something real, not just something flighty, because of Saturn. Saturn is a little more serious. So your pull for romance and a true connection could be a little heightened today. If you're already in a relationship, same kind of thing, but you may be craving a little more commitment from your partner. You may want a little more confirmation of their feelings. You also may feel a little more dutiful on supporting them, making them feel good. So not a bad aspect at all. It's beautiful. Where it could be interesting, the moon is making a opposition to Saturn. So again, oppositions aren't necessarily bad, but it's kind of like the two energies are on opposite ends of the table, and they see each other, they want to help, but they just kind of don't know how to relate. So this moon opposing Saturn, especially because of Saturn, there could be some judgments that come up that may be a little critical, may come off kind of harsh, because it's almost like Saturn doesn't know how to relate. Strict, kind of cold, practical Saturn doesn't really know how to relate to this emotional, sensitive moon. So just be aware of some judgments, and I will say they probably won't be as harsh as they'll seem a lot harsher than they really are. You know what I mean? They won't be as tough as they come off. So again, maybe something to hang on to and just keep back pocket. Last one to talk about, moon is going to be in your trine to Mercury. So this is great. This kind of links to the planning we was talking about earlier. This one happens later on in the day, so it's kind of a later aspect. But essentially, when the moon is in an aspect to Mercury, it's kind of like your mind and your heart aligning. So it's a lot easier for you to articulate and communicate what it is you're feeling, what is it that is desirable to you. So again, if we put this with all those planning, like the trine with Neptune, the trine with Venus. You're seeking harmony, you're seeking idealism, you're seeking the fantasy version of whatever situation you're going over. And then here with this aspect of Mercury, you're able to put it into words. you're able to, okay, this is what I want. What's the plan? This is going to help you figure out the plan. The thing with all three of these, they're all trines. So although this is an easy energy to tap into, it may be so easy that it just runs right by you. So definitely something to, if you can square some time to really and I don't mean you have to plan and get out a whiteboard and make a storyboard of everything you're going to do for the next 6 months. It doesn't have to be that big of a thing. But if you can kind of take a little moment, it may even just be journaling. But if you can just take a moment where you can kind of take a step back, look at what's going on, are my current actions aligned with my goal? Great. Okay, so how do I keep this going? Oh, you know what? If I keep going down this road, it's going to take me here when I really want to get here. So what can I change in this moment? Okay, maybe I need to spend less time doing this, more time doing this. Let me communicate that. Okay, perfect. Move on. It doesn't have to be this long, dramatic thing. But if you can take a little time today to do that, I think it will help you in the long run. Rune for today. So we got Awaz. We've had Awaz before. We did get Awaz with the blank side up. So we almost got it in reverse. So Awaz is the rune of the horse. In reverse, this can speak to being kind of restless, seeking some newness, whether it's new people, new places, new situations, new something. And again, we're in this kind of planning phase, so it makes perfect sense that we're getting Awaz in the reverse. You may be experiencing some disharmony when this rune shows up. And in my personal life, I can speak for experience, disharmony tends to be one of the greatest motivators. I may be a little too comfortable wherever I am, and so the universe is like, well, I need you to move, so I'm just going to make this spot as uncomfortable as I possibly can, so you have no choice but to run away. It's kind of been a pattern in my life. I get a little too comfortable and I sit for probably longer than I should. I'm trying to think what else. So another thing, and I'm kind of bringing this up because we talked about it in yesterday's reading when we got Wunjo in reverse. That kind of speaks to people pleasing and things like that. This rune, not that it's people pleasing, but a lot of times it can speak to maybe weaker individuals or maybe minor players in our reality, calling the shots or making the decisions, and we're not okay with that. It's no, this is my life. Why are you telling me what to do, or why are you telling me to do this when I want to do this? So there could be a little bit of that where you're kind of reassessing who's making the choices in my life. Why is it not me? Or even if it's not me, but why is it you? No. So there may be a little bit of that. But I think the biggest thing is just seeking the new. Because again, we're going through this assessment. So we're figuring out what that new looks like, and then we're going to figure out how we get there. All right? Cool. So jammed through all of those. Let me tilt this down. Get some fun cards. So I have the same deck set. I'm literally filming these right after another. In case this goes up late, in the last video I was talking about there's a situation with the electric, so I don't have power to run my router from my Wi-Fi to upload the video. So I'm just waiting for someone to come and figure it all out and get it back running, and then we'll be good. So I'm hoping this person comes soon and it's resolved, and then this will be up sooner than later. But I wanted to film these two anyway, because at least they'll be ready once I can make that connection. All right. Oh, nope, not taking that. Oh, got. Oh, that was wet. I literally thought we just got one. All right. Love. All right, we're just going to go in order. I love this. So what is it, Virgo? So Virgo new moon, a time to give rather than take. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But then we have the full moon in Capricorn. Did I read it? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Love this. And then we have the new moon in Leo. So lots of new and full moons. Confidence is your key to success. I love this. So actually, I'm going to reverse these so they go left to right for you guys. All right. So a time to give rather than take. I don't necessarily think this is the actual prescription for what's happening now. I think we're coming out of this situation, especially when it's talking about a cycle coming to an end. This, I think we were in a time of giving, where we definitely were on output mode more so than we were on input mode. We were giving to others more than giving to ourselves. I think that is definitely a big thing for a lot of us. I think a lot of us, especially the people who watch, intuitive videos or some type of divination, whether it's, tarot, oracles, runes, whatever, we tend to be a little more on the sensitive side, and that tends to make us a little more compassionate to others. So it's easy for us to be in this, kind of like service mindset. When I say that I think this is what we're coming out of, and then we come into this card where a tough cycle, or the end of a tough cycle, approaches, I don't say that we're going to stop giving to other people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there was a period of time that possibly we're still kind of in and wrapping up, where we were giving too much, or giving to the wrong people that were taking advantage, or taking more than they deserved or should have. That is what's coming to a cycle, because that's what makes it tough. That's what makes it draining. That's where it becomes suffering on our part. You know what I mean? So that's what I think this card is exemplifying, coming to an end. And then confidence is your key to success, because, and we talked about it in yesterday's reading as well, so I'm kind of fascinated how tight these two are. But this guy, because I think once you end this cycle of overgiving or giving to the wrong people, you are kind of going to be starting out in a new kind of arena. Not necessarily a whole new direction, because I think this is kind of just a small drain on your energy versus like your life's path type situation. This may be keeping you from moving on your life's path. So that's why I'm like, this is coming to an end to like free you up to move in a different direction. But you are going to be, I almost see you being free of this kind of circumstance, or this person or these people. So now you kind of are in the spotlight, so to speak. You're kind of standing on your own 2 feet. You're not under the umbrella of whoever this was. So that's where this confidence comes in, because now you're running the ship, which is a much better situation. Like, I don't want you to be afraid of that, but you are calling the shots now of your own life, which you should be. Yes, hallelujah, amen. You know what I mean? So confidence, just really owning it, being in tune with what you need, where you go in. And we talked about that as well with the aspects. So again, owning your direction, this is your way. Definitely talked about it in yesterday. We got the Seven of Wands came up. A lot of cards for guidance, but it was definitely a focus on you, the individual, like grabbing the helm. So I'd love to kind of see that there's just more of that continuing. Very high cut. All right. Oh, we got this card yesterday, bottom of the deck, Hierophant card. So again, focus on commitments. Where are we putting our commitments? Where are we putting our faith? Six of Wands, yes. Recognition, public recognition as well. This could be the people who are coming to you in need, but this also is a card of victory and success. Oh, got another six. Six of Wands. Or Six of Wands, sorry, but this is the Six of Wands. Six of Swords, my bad. Getting too excited with these sixes. So Six of Wands, this is the recognition. These are the people seeing you for your talents, what they can gain from you, what abilities you possess. And I'm not even saying that they necessarily are doing this maliciously. Some of them could be, for sure, and I bet you some of them are. But with the Six of Wands popping up, this is just people recognizing what you can do for them and them asking for it. So it may not necessarily be malicious intent, but it's taking time and energy away from you to give to them. And that can be where it's draining. So you may not necessarily be sad with this relationship, but I want to say it is kind of tiring, and it leaves you less fulfilled than something else that's a little more aligned with your needs. So this Six of Swords coming up after this is telling me you're moving out of this situation. Again, we got that here. So we're moving out of that situation into something that is easier and less trying for us. Look at that. And then we have the Queen of Swords. This is discernment. The Queen of Swords takes this sword and cuts off all these drains, all these energetic cords. It is her job to be that observant eye, be like, this isn't serving, and cut it off. So again, moving out of this situation and then cutting the cords that need to be cut. Oh, because look at that. We are done with the burden. Here it is. Literally, these are hand in hand. 10 of Wands, laying down the burdens. We're done struggling. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Here it is. Yes. Yes. Could it be a better card? All right. And then this is the this is the new moon in Leo. 5 of Pentacles is feeling alone, feeling, unsupported, cut off. I think this is, now that we've cut this cord, we've separated out of this situation and laid down the burden. Now we're here on our own again. It's like, oh shit, I gotta run the ship now. So this is kind of a card of, could be a little fear, could kind of be a little sad. But look, there's no need to be sad. There's no need to be lonely, because you're the mother trucking king. You are the king. And who's confident? The king. That's why this card is symbolized by the lion. He lives in a pride. He's the king of the jungle. So although you may be feeling this, knowing that if I break from this situation, I'm going to be on my own. I need to figure out things for myself. Do not be afraid. This strength is going to be the key to your success. And just going to throw it in there, this could also, again, speak to some divine partner coming in, because we have the King and Queen of Swords. I talked about, we have that Saturn sextile, or Venus sextile Saturn, increased desire for companionship, or increasing your commitment in an existing relationship. Boom, right there. Here are your counterparts, King and Queen of Swords. So I'm just saying, great day for some relationships, great day for starting to cut these cords and free yourself up from some energetic drains. Beautiful, beautiful time. And again, all of this relating to this idea of this reassessment that's going on. What is it I want to be doing? What is it I believe in? Where do I put my faith? What is truly serving my good and getting me closer to, my happy ending? And the things that are aligned, keep doing them. The things that are not, we're going to start to, I switched them. We're going to start to cut those things off. All right? Okay, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you as always for spending your time with me, watching this video, checking out this channel. Thank you for the likes, the comments, and the subscribes. You guys are amazing. If you have anything to share with me, please feel free to hit me up in the comment section down below. You can also DM me on Instagram. If you're going to book a private session with me, all that info will be in the box below. I think if you want to contact me for a reading, I've been doing it through, my work email, but I don't get notifications regularly. So sometimes they sit in there and I don't check it. I don't think to check it until a couple days have gone by and your email has been sitting there. So maybe message me through, especially if you've messaged me in an email and I haven't responded, hit me up on Instagram and DM me. That might be a little easier. Either way will work, but I think the DM might be a little faster. Just saying. So if you just search The Guiding Chariot on Instagram, you'll find me. All right, my loves. Take care. All my blessings, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.